we had the privilege to interview one of the people that lived here during that time.
Gracias a Dios que estoy vivo y le agradezco a Él que nos liberó de la maldad de Schäfer.
This was a tree that they used to install all these cables, and they used to have cameras.
You cannot go out. So once you're in here, there is no going out. He was obsessed with like little kids, and he used to abuse them.
Kind of closed the area. They were with electricity, so you couldn't get out, otherwise you'll get electric shock.
Today we are in a place which is
Villa Baviera,
and before it was known as
Colonia Dignidad.
yes. So this place has a very deep history, which was a sad history as well, and there is a series and a movie about it on Netflix as well.
You can go more in deep details.
Yeah.
We're gonna show you how it really was and how it looks at the moment, and you will be able to experience with us like the place, and we will start telling you the stories of how was it, what happened. And for a start, this is a German community that got created in the 1970s, that they moved here and they started creating their own colony. So there's a story of the leader that it was not a great person. It was a very bad person, but he brought them here and they started creating this community, and that we are going to show you and what really happened.
After I saw the series and the movie, I was like, no, we have to go there because it's so sad. It's so sad that a lot of people experience how everything happened here and they didn't know about it, right? So it's like an entire, you can say, a village here, a community here, which is like gated. We just started from there and we're just gonna go like in and kind of know everything. So let's go and let's see whatever we can learn, and whatever we're gonna learn, we're gonna try to convey the information. Some of the info we might not know, or if we say anything by mistake, so forgive us.
Yeah. We have arrived already inside of Villa Baviera.
Yeah.
Alex, please tell us a little bit.
I know. So let me tell you now a little bit the context of this place. So there's this guy who was Paul Schäfer. He's a German guy, and he had a different mentality. Like you can say, I would say that psychological. He was like ill. So he loved controlling people. So what he did, he had an arrest warrant back in Germany, and from there, he moved to different countries, and then he ended up coming to Chile. So this is like a southern side of Chile, right? And this is such a huge and beautiful place. And if you will look at the Netflix, we're gonna link that also, the movie or the series, you will see how they built up everything. So today we're gonna show you on how everything was done, because like it's still unbelievable that in this type of place all of those stuff happened, and it's so sad. And maybe, who knows, perhaps we might see some people who even suffered during that time. So for me, at the same time, I'm very excited to see, but at the same time, it's so sad that like people, they had to go through this. There in the series, you will see like there is a boundary around everywhere that you cannot go out. So once you're in here, there is no going out. So this is like an entire map of it. And now we're just gonna step in, try to learn ourselves also about it, and then show you as well.
And we came with my parents,
Yeah.
so they're
And
gonna
for
be with us.
uncle, during that time, of course, both of them were very young.
No,
when-
my mom was a baby, my dad was already a teenager.
because it was in 1961 that this thing started. It was 1961, and then after that, the guy was caught in 2005.
5.
Yeah, 2005.
Okay, so now we are in one of the main points of Villa Baviera, or Colonia Dignidad, called before. This place, it's house that it was the most visited house when people used to come to the Colonia. So this is the only place that visitors were allowed to stay and pretty much see, because all the other places of where people used to live, the Germans, it was not allowed for visitors to come here. So if there were doctors or any special people coming here, they used to come here. So whenever guests used to come here, they used to act like everything was normal. Ladies and males were allowed to be together, which was not the reality in the normal days. Children, just for you to know, were separated from their parents from a very early age, and they were taken care of by, they used to call them like the moms of the children during that time. Here you can see we just entered. They are a little bit of things from that time.
Just for you to know, he was obsessed with like little kids, and he used to abuse them, and they used to suffer. The men used to live separately. The
From the
children,
ladies,
they
yeah.
were living separately, and
They
the
were-
ladies, they were separate as well.
Yeah, and they were not allowed to get married. So here we were reading in the entrance that when finally Paul Schäfer escaped in 1997, from then moving forward, that's when Colonia Dignidad that time it started to get a little bit more freedom. Started even taking place of some wedding ceremonies of the people that used to live here during the time of Paul Schäfer. What he used to brainwash them, saying that it was God, that this was the will of God to live like this, to do this, and he was pretty much excusing all the bad things that he was doing to these people in base of God. This place was literally all built up by their own Germans. That building where we were just there was built by Germans. So everything we see here is the efforts that they had. It was kind of slavery during that time, because they used to work not even 8 hours a day. They used to work even up to 16 hours continuously, and to be able to build this place. So everything we see here, it was done by them. And they, until today, till this day, there are Germans living here. And right now, of course, they work so hard to build this place. It's a very sad history in the back, but this is their home.
There we go. Uncle is trying to grab some fruit. That's apple?
Apple.
Yeah, this is an apple tree. So
Mercy. Apple.
now Rose is gonna eat the apple. It's very red.
I mean, look, it's so shiny.
Yeah, it's very shiny and it's
for
very
sure
red.
It's organic.
Yeah.
So this place, can you believe, in the German culture, they are known to love animals. So even during those years, their love for animals was a lot. That this place was the kitchen for the animals. And here they had up to 100 dogs. And so there was an auntie in charge of feeding them. So she used to cook here, and the cooking was so clean that she even used to try the food before giving it to the dogs. Wow. So for the dog lovers, the dogs here were having a great life.
And look at the place. Like if you really look
so old.
inside, like imagine, like I cannot believe like I'm touching this place. This was that old.
This place, just right beside, they used to smoke the food. So for example, I don't know if you have eaten like smoked salmon or all those foods that they kind of smoke. They used to do it in a very natural way here, and of course later sell them. Now reading a little bit more, the children that they were in the choir, they used to make use of this place as well as a sauna. So all the vapor that was coming, meanwhile all this was happening, they used to use it for their voices to get warm up. Like in Finland, they have a lot of saunas. Here they didn't have, but they make use of this as a sauna.
Like you can see like all of these stuff, everything was built by them, and it's huge land. It is like a lot of things, and it looks so beautiful because the surrounding is all mountains. And now that we were coming, like now you can see the road and all that, like the entrance and everything is so beautiful. The nature, how the trees are, how the mountains are, it's so beautiful. But at the end of the day, so much dark stuff was going on. And so far we have not seen any person yet like who was actually German. Like we have seen some people, but we have not met. But yeah, so uh, disheartening this is to see like what was happening here.
I wonder what my parents do.
Look at
I don't know. It's just they know the names of all the trees and what you can eat and what you cannot. They said that that is algarrobo. I don't. It's in Spanish, but I don't even know what it means or what it is. And they're eating it. They're eating it right now. We already got apples. We got that thing. Now what are we gonna get?
Rose is gonna try. Uncle brought some for her as well.
But what do I try?
Sí, eso.
¿Qué tal?
Eso, aprieta, aprieta. Eso.
Ah, pero
eso.
que está como.
No, por eso, aprieta. ¿Le probar?
So weird. I've never like just tried this part, but I just can't put out. It's kind of sweet.
Yeah, it's nice.
¿Y qué tan? ¿Esta semilla?
Can you ask your dad like how was the reaction when he was a kid and they came to know about this thing?
Ah, el Alex se pregunta que si tú te enteraste de este lugar cuando eras pequeño.
No.
He didn't know about
Solo
it.
he didn't know?
cuando ya era joven.
He just came to know when he was already like an adult.
Ah,
Like a young adult.
like what year?
Cuando
Así como
comenzó
cuando-
el tema de Paul Schäfer,
Ah, pero eso fue
que fue en el
cuando
año 97.
he just when Paul Schäfer was
Antes del 97.
a little bit before the 1997.
Mm-hmm.
People came to know about him a little bit more, right? Because they were persecuting him. They were trying to find
Porque en
him.
el 97 Paul Schäfer escapó.
Sí, pues él escapó. In 97 he ran away, remember?
So,
that's
like
why
the
it
normal
became-
people in Chile, they didn't know about
La
this place.
gente normal en Chile
No, no,
sabía
era,
de
no,
este lugar.
no era consciente de este lugar.
No, they were not conscious about this place.
Ah.
Okay, so we had the privilege to interview one of the people that lived here during that time. He reached here when he was 11 years old, and he came just because the family was going through a situation, and they have heard during that time that it was like a piece of heaven on earth, and that they just gonna put them there here for 4 years and later on bring them back home. But that didn't happen. And they came here because they didn't have the money to support the family. They needed to leave the home where they were living in that moment. So the mom and the auntie were like, okay, we're gonna leave you there for 4 years and later we're gonna come and pick you up. You will be able to study, you will be able to learn so many things. But at the end, let's say in simple words, he was kidnapped. He was never returned to the mom, and he was able to see his mom. Imagine, he reached here when he was 11. He was able to see his mom when he became 45 years old. And that's the time when Paul Schäfer ran away. And finally, this place was getting a little bit more freedom. And then he saw the mom. Imagine. So it was very crazy, the experience for him. He told us that all that we were telling you before, but in person, we just have a piece of an interview that we are going to share with you. But he was saying that it was very crazy that for him, he was not like the Germans living here. He was able to experience a life outside Colonia Dignidad and later on inside. And he couldn't understand why the kids were separated from their parents. He didn't understand why he couldn't look at the ladies, at the girls in the area. Otherwise, that was seen. It was not considered appropriate. And he said that they lived hell here. And when he became 14 years old, he said in a moment that he realized that Paul Schäfer was not a good person. And that he knew that at some point he was going to get captured. And that's what happened at the end. So we will just leave you a little bit of the interview. You will be able to see and hear by himself what really happened. So right now we have Mr. Patricio. He's a Chilean. He lived here when he was very young. He came here and he got adopted. So we just want to ask him how was it then and how he's living right now. Le estoy hablando en inglés, pues.
Ya, no importa. yo
No,
te-
cuéntenos un poquito cómo
Yo-
fue antes y cómo ahora vive usted de felices.
Antes era todo nublado.
Mm,
Yo llegué en 1968 a los 11 años y después nunca más pude tener contacto con mi mamá.
mm.
Y 2007, 2008, ahí me encontré de nuevo con mi mamá
Con su
después de
mamá.
38 años. Y
Entonces vivió acá por ¿cuántos años?
más de 40 años.
40 años.
Sí.
¿Pero se podía ver con la mamá de vez en cuando?
No, nada, nada. Ni contacto, ni tomar contacto, nada, nada.
Entonces usted fue adoptado por uno de los alemanes acá.
Sí, fue adoptado del presidente de la sociedad. Era piloto de la Segunda Guerra Mundial.
Su padre adoptivo.
Sí.
¿Y cómo fue vivir acá?
Fue duro, trabajamos de sol a sol, sin sueldo. Claro, hambre no sufrimos y ropa tampoco nos faltó y el hospital estaba aquí cerca, en caso de...
Sí, pues en caso de que se enfermaran.
Y de-
Y como usted me decía, ¿no se podía acercar a las chicas?
No, ni le podía ni dar la mano, ni nada.
Ni verlas.
Ni verla, ni
Como
mirarle el
dijo
ojo.
usted, ¿para qué me dieron los ojos?
Sí, fue que me dio los ojos.
Bueno, pero ahora usted trabaja aquí.
Trabajo aquí, tengo mi sueldo, tengo mi pensión y tengo la pensión de mi señora 60% que me la
Que
mandan
se
de
la dan a
Alemania.
usted.
Sí, de Alemania.
¿Y cómo fue el momento en que se liberaron de Paul Schäfer?
Un alivio para nosotros porque algunos adultos decían, oh, ojalá que vuelva nuestro tío pronto y nosotros, yo por lo menos pensaba déjelo ahí donde está, aunque no sabía dónde estaba, pero estaba lejos de aquí.
Y eso ya era suficiente.
Eso era suficiente y estamos libres. Después de la nube sale el sol.
Sale el sol. Y usted es una persona demasiado simpática.
Usted lo dice.
Bueno, él quiere que le explique aquí en el video cómo terminó siendo adoptado por alemanes. ¿Cómo fue el proceso de que usted se viniera para acá, en ese entonces llamada Colonia Dignidad?
Sí, en ese entonces nosotros estamos por asuntos familiares, se puede
Ujú.
decir, porque mi mamá y mi tía tenían que abandonar la casa no era de nosotros, era del patrón en esos tiempos. Y ahí nos vinieron por 4 años para acá, ¿no? Y después
Pero
me
después
casé.
no se
No.
lo devolvieron.
No, mi mamá quería visitarnos aquí, pero ella no la
No
dejaban
la
entrar.
dejaban verlo.
Los chiquillos, los niños están de vacaciones en la playa, en la cordillera, puro chamullo nomás, como dice el chileno.
Y usted aquí trabaje, que trabaje.
Sí. Y ahora
Bueno.
trabajo por mi sueldo.
Por su sueño.
Si no, no trabajaría.
No, pues está bien. Ya. ¿Y a cuánto tiempo lleva trabajando acá después de que se pasó todo?
De 1957, no,
2000 y algo.
2008 más o menos.
2008.
Sí,
Y bueno, y él se casó con alemana.
sí, pues,
Ah,
era bonita, igual
era
como
bonita.
usted.
Cuando vio a su mamá, ¿cómo se sintió?
Alegre, llorando.
Llorando.
Mi camisa está llena de alegría, de
Ah.
sudor.
Ese momento en que se dieron cuenta que ya estaban libres de Paul Schäfer, ¿cómo fue la reacción en la comunidad?
Algunos pensaban que tiene que volver porque se puede decir quedó un barco sin capitán. Y después nos reunimos, una persona dijo una cosita y se empezaron a formar las cosas como eran. Porque nadie se atrevía a hablar lo que hacía él con los jóvenes, nadie, ni los jóvenes mismos. Si yo le contaba a los jóvenes lo que me parecía mal de alguna manera, llegaba siempre al oído de Schäfer y Schäfer nos reunía a nosotros como 42 jóvenes. Lo que ustedes escucharon nos dijo la persona que se habló, el tema que se habló, nada, lo que ustedes escucharon son mentiras, nosotros somos los mejores de los mejores.
¿Algún mensaje que le quiera dar a las personas de cómo fue su experiencia y ahora?
Mi experiencia fue buena porque muchas personas turistas, ¿por qué no se arrancó? Porque yo pensaba o tenía detrás de la cabeza que algún día se va a acabar esto. Y yo le digo porque ahora algunos ex colonos quieren cerrar aquí con el abogado y todo eso, pero los que estamos aquí, los hijos de los que mandaban, administran, ellos nos mandan. Si ellos mandarían, yo no tendría mi vehículo, no tenía mi licencia, no tenía mi plata, nada. Y ellos quieren cerrar aquí por las cosas que pasaron con Manuel Contreras aquí. Pero yo le pido a todos los que nos pueden apoyar, que nos ayuden, porque esto no se puede quedar así, porque aquí tenemos más de 200 trabajadores chilenos que eso depende para su familia. Si cierran aquí, expropian, ¿dónde van a quedar las personas y dónde vamos a quedar nosotros? que nosotros, ¿quién me va a dar trabajo a mí a la edad que tengo, a los 67 años? ¿Quién me va a dar trabajo? Yo no puedo vivir solamente de mi sueldo o de mi pensión y lo que me dejó mi señora aquí. Gracias a Dios que estoy vivo y le agradezco a Él que nos liberó de la maldad de Schäfer.
Sí. Bueno, vamos a pasar ese mensaje a todos, los que
Ya.
nos vean.
Ya. Muchas
Bueno,
gracias.
muchas gracias.
De nada, que lo
Un
pase
gusto
bien.
haberlo conocido.
Igualmente a usted.
Ahora
Una
sí me
hermosa-
puede abrazar. ¿Ah?
Ahora sí, ahora puedo abrazar.
So, you know, like he as Rose mentioned that he said like, okay, the guy is gonna get captured once, like Paul Schäfer. But again, like years passed, like this guy who we interviewed, uh, he was 11 when he came, and he was 40 something when he left.
Yeah, he
Like,
didn't leave. He's still working here, but he
like
was able
you,
to meet the mom.
yeah, you have to be so much patient in order for the right thing to happen, and you just need to keep on going with all the stuff happening, and that's like literally crazy.
Yeah, and if you come here, you if you meet up someone that experienced living here, they will be more than happy to tell you the story.
Of course, you know, it's always appropriate to first talk to them and see whether they are comfortable or not, because you shouldn't just pull up your camera and start recording them, because some people, you know, every person is different, because for some people they are going to be very okay with that, and for some people they're like, yes, of course, we want to tell the world what happened. And it's always good and first to take the permission and then to record, which this person was very willing to do, and we appreciate that, because people needs to know and hear from the people who actually suffered.
Okay, so now we have come to the before known as hospital. At this place, they built it because they wanted to people know that this was a good place. That their purpose of this community it was to help people. So they put this hospital to help the Chilean community that was living in the surrounding areas. And when we spoke with Mr. Jose Patricio, he said that in the community there were 26,000 people that used to get free health checkups here. So whenever they were sick or anything, they used to come here. But the sad part it was that when parents used to bring children here, there are some cases that we saw in the documentary that some of the children they used to bring them here, but they didn't return them back to the parents. Okay, so how do they live here? How do they earn money? It's of course through the hotel, the restaurant, but as well through selling plants. So right now my parents love plants, trees and flowers, so they have come to check them out. But if you just zoom a little bit here, they have so many, all them organized by them by name and price. So if you want to get something from here, you can also come and get it. So we have come to the museum. Here you will be able to see a lot of pictures, history of the previous years. And here we have the pioneers of who started the colony. And here you can see pictures of the families before. And this group kind of started in Germany. But in Germany, Paul Schäfer was also accused for things. So that's the time when he started going to different countries and he ended up finding Chile. And he brought his community, that the disciples, let's say, that he already collected from the previous group, he brought them here. And here was the time when they arrived. Remember, there was 300 people that got the visa. And here we can see how they used to work. I think it's here how they were making bread, putting it in the oven, how they were building all the infrastructure here.
This was from 1964 to 1970, and you can see that was the time that they were kind of setting the foundation and kind of building everything. And that we are showing you each and everything that has been literally built by these people.
Part that I wanted to show you, this place, you are inside, you're not allowed to go outside. So when Alex was saying that all the areas that were closed by to kind of close the area, they were with electricity, so you couldn't get out, otherwise you will get electric shock. But as well, they had them controlled by cameras, even though it was so late in time and it was like so like long ago. Look, here you can see this was a tree that they used to install all these cables, and they used to have cameras. They also even installed fake trees. So for example, this was a fake tree and they used to put a camera here, and they were able to see people where they were moving around. But can you see how they used to do all these things? Imagine this were like cables connected. It's all furniture from that time. And this is Paul Schäfer. He was there with his dogs. A picture of close up of him. Oh, this was from the hospital, because here they were nurses. And look, all the babies for sure that they treated. And this was their old uniform. The bed for the little ones.
It's a lot of history right here. And yeah, it's just like they had to be organized. If they're not organized, the punishments were always so much that people were scared, right? And whenever there are more rules, there are more regulations, and you will be given electric shocks and you'll be given those type of things, it gets crazy. So they have to obey each and everything, otherwise they have to face the consequences. So yeah, this is the museum, and a lot of history here. And yeah, and they do have a restaurant, so everyone is hungry now, and we are just looking to order the food now. Everyone is hungry. I was hungry as well because I did not have breakfast, and I think it's about 4 now, 3:30, and we are just gonna order something. So yeah, whenever you come here, there is a restaurant, so you can eat the food here.
Yeah, and there's German food. So for them, Germans eat a lot of pork. So just for you to know. And here are all the traditionals with pork. I mean, of course, for sure, all of this is kind of traditional, but this is like very traditional. You're with me.
So we were so hungry that we just remembered that we had to record the food as well. But the overall food was good. I just finished, and but the food was very nice. So you should definitely try it.
We started the day with a cloudy weather, and look at how we are saying goodbye to this place. So sunny, no?
I know the weather really. I thought it's gonna be cloudy the whole day, but no. Here we are, and we ate. We visited the place. We met some nice people, and I think it's gonna be a very informative video even for us, and
Yeah.
hope you guys are gonna like it as well.
Yeah.
And we have a horse here.
Yeah, we have horses. You can also take some rides. I'm not going to, but I love horses, just for everyone to know. But yeah, rotate.
So
So, see you.
in the next video.
Bye.